SUVs in Europe, and now it's back with updates that aim to keep it at the top of its game. This is the new Volkswagen T-Roc, and the big question is simple: is this now the best petrol SUV you can buy in its class? The Volkswagen T-Roc has always been positioned between the Polo and the Tiguan in Volkswagen's lineup, offering the raised driving position and practicality of an SUV, but in a compact, city-friendly size. It competes with heavy hitters like the Nissan Qashqai, Ford Puma, Hyundai Kona, Peugeot 2008, and Toyota Corolla. That's a tough crowd. So for this updated version, Volkswagen hasn't tried to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it has refined what was already working and addressed the biggest criticisms of the old car. Let's start with the design. On the outside, the new T-Roc looks familiar, but sharper. The front end now gets redesigned LED headlights as standard, and you can opt for IQ, light matrix LEDs on higher trims. The grille is slightly reworked, and there's a full-width light strip that gives it a more modern, almost electric-inspired look, even though this is very much a petrol-powered SUV. The bumper design is sportier, especially on the R-line models, with more aggressive air intakes and sculpted lines. From the side, it still has that chunky, upright stance that buyers love. The squared off-wheel arches, strong shoulder line, and contrasting roof options give it personality without going over the top. Depending on the trim, you can get wheels ranging from 16 inches up to 19 inches, and they really change the character of the car. On bigger alloys, it looks properly sporty. Around the back, there are new LED tail lights with a darker finish and dynamic indicators on higher specs. It's subtle, but it makes the car look more premium and more in line with the rest of the modern Volkswagen family. Step inside, and this is where the biggest improvements have happened. The old T-Roc was criticized for having too many hard plastics and a cabin that didn't quite match its price tag. Volkswagen has clearly listened. The new model gets a redesigned dashboard with softer touch materials on the upper sections, a new floating-style infotainment screen, and a digital instrument cluster as standard. Even base models now come with an 8-inch digital cockpit, while higher trims get a larger configurable display. The infotainment system sits proud on the dashboard, and depending on spec, you get either an 8-inch or 9.2-inch touchscreen. It supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and thankfully, Volkswagen has kept some physical controls for climate functions instead of burying everything in touch menus. That makes daily use far easier, especially when you're driving. The graphics are sharp, the response time is quick, and overall it feels like a big step forward in quality and usability. In terms of practicality, the T-Roc strikes a nice balance. Up front, there's plenty of headroom and legroom, and the seats are supportive enough for long journeys. In the back, space is decent for a compact SUV. 2 adults will be comfortable, though 3 across the rear bench might feel a bit tight on longer trips. The boot offers around 445 liters of space in front-wheel drive versions, which is competitive for the class. Fold the rear seats down, and you get a flat load area that can handle bikes, large suitcases, or a big weekly shop without drama. Now let's talk engines, because this is where the best petrol SUV question really matters. The new T-Roc focuses heavily on petrol power. The entry-level engine is a 1.0-litre 3-cylinder TSI with around 110 horsepower. It might sound small, but it's surprisingly capable. Around town, it feels light and responsive, and on the motorway, it can cruise comfortably, though you'll need to work it a bit harder for overtakes. Step up to the 1.5-litre 4-cylinder TSI, and this is likely to be the sweet spot for most buyers. With around 150 horsepower and cylinder deactivation technology for better efficiency, it offers a great blend of performance and economy. It feels punchy without being excessive, and it pairs well with either a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. The DSG, in particular, suits the relaxed, refined character of the T-Roc. At the top of the range, you have the T-Roc R, which is a different beast altogether. Powered by a 2.0-litre turbocharged engine producing over 300 horsepower, it turns this sensible SUV into something genuinely quick. With 4-motion all-wheel drive and a 0 to 100 km/h time of around 4.9 seconds, it's hot hatch fast. It's more expensive, of course, but it proves the T-Roc platform can handle serious performance. On the road, the new T-Roc feels composed and easy to drive. The steering is light enough for city maneuvering but precise enough on twisty roads. The suspension is tuned for comfort rather than outright sportiness, especially in standard trims. It soaks up bumps well and remains stable at motorway speeds. If you opt for the R-Line or R models with sport suspension, the ride becomes firmer, but still livable for everyday use. One of the key strengths of the T-Roc is refinement. Wind noise is well controlled, engine noise is subdued unless you really push it, and overall it feels like a solid, well-built car. That sense of quality is something Volkswagen has traditionally done well, and it shows here. Safety and driver assistance technology are also up to date. The T-Roc comes with features like adaptive cruise control, lane assist, autonomous emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and rear traffic alert, depending on trim. These systems work smoothly and aren't overly intrusive, which is important for daily driving. Fuel economy is another strong point, especially with the 1.0 and 1.5 TSI engines. You can expect real-world figures that make this SUV affordable to run, even without hybrid assistance. In a world where many rivals are going full hybrid or electric, the T-Roc sticks to efficient petrol power, and for many buyers, that simplicity is actually appealing. So is it the best petrol SUV in its class? That depends on what you value most. If you're looking for the most exciting handling experience, something like a Ford Puma might feel a bit more playful. If you want hybrid efficiency, a Toyota Sienna might make more sense. But if you want a balanced package that looks smart, feels well built, offers solid performance, and is easy to live with every single day, the Volkswagen T-Roc makes a very strong case for itself. It doesn't try to be revolutionary. Instead, it focuses on getting the fundamentals right: design, comfort, technology, performance, and practicality. And in many ways, that's exactly what most SUV buyers are looking for. The updated interior quality fixes one of the biggest flaws of the old model. The engine range covers everything from sensible and efficient to genuinely fast. The driving experience is reassuring and refined, and the overall package feels mature and polished. In a segment that's packed with options, standing out isn't easy. But the new Volkswagen T-Roc doesn't need to shout. It quietly delivers what people want from a petrol-powered compact SUV in 2026. And for many buyers, that might just make it the best all-rounder in the class. If you want a compact SUV that blends German engineering, everyday usability, and a touch of style without forcing you into hybrid or electric just yet, the new T-Roc deserves a serious look. It may not be the cheapest, and it may not be the flashiest, but it's one of the most complete. And sometimes, being the most complete package is exactly what wins the race.